I'm Scott Lief. I'm a senior mortgage banker with Atlantic Home Loans. Now today, I decided to invade Keller Williams City Views in Fort Lee, where next to me is my good friend Scott Selleck, realtor here.
Hello, Scott. How are you, man?
I'm awesome. Well, thanks first of all for taking a moment and speaking with us.
It's my pleasure. Anytime.
So everybody understands who you are and what you do. Why don't you give us a brief overview of that?
Well, thank you, Scott. I've been in real estate now for 27 years. I've been with Keller Williams for the past 4. I specialize in Bergen and Hudson County. Basically, my niche is the New Jersey Gold Coast, from the Jersey City up to Fort Lee. But a lot of my clients trickle into the suburbs, and as they downsize, they come back to the Gold Coast. So I basically stay within 45 minutes of the George Washington Bridge in New York City.
That's one thing I've always thought funny about real estate. It's kind of like landscaping. It's hyper local.
Yes.
You know, people specialize in a neighborhood and they really work and know the intricacies of a certain community.
I think you have to these days, more now than ever. It's a great way to say it, hyper local. You got to show your expertise. You got to add more value, and you got to get in a relationship with people and then let them know that you're there. And the only way to do that is to be a local expert.
And at least far as us working together, we go back over a decade now, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Isn't that crazy? I just realized that. Shocking moment.
Yes, yes.
So, you know, it's funny. I was trying to think of some of the deals we've done over the time and some of the families we helped. And I remember that one that we did a few years back where we had a question about the value on the property and we had to restructure that whole thing.
Yes.
Yep. So I remember what the story was like I said, there was a value issue. So we restructured the loan. The buyer actually came to the table with less money.
Yeah.
And that went on to be a great success.
Yeah, you did a great job at that. You know, these days with these transactions, what's more imperative is to have solutions when things come up. And we had a situation there where we had to sometimes think outside the box, and it ended up at the end of the day working out fabulous for everyone. And the buyer came in with less money. And I just rented his place for him just 2 months ago. He's moving to California, so when you came through for that, you also created an opportunity again for me down the road.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of people really discount on our side of the business how you have to go beyond the transaction, and I know you think that way, because if it's a success
Yes.
today, when they're ready, they're going to call you again.
There's no doubt about it, and people remember who you referred them to. So if you coming through there, it just adds value because it's part of my team. If they don't have a good experience with someone, I don't get that second shot of business.
Now you must have a huge database, being in the business almost 30 years now.
Yeah, almost 7,000 people.
Wow. Do you stay in a regular touch with that group?
I really wish I could say I do. But I try. It dwindles down more and more as people leave and stay for different reasons and relocate. You know, each week I'm on the phone talking with people and connecting and trying to add value.
So probably one of the things that you get asked all the time, and you realize you're a realtor, hey, what's my house worth? But well, that's too finite a question for this format. What would you say are trends to look out for in the real estate market now in the areas you work?
I think you know, it's always a good question to get a sense of what, you know, your place is worth. You know, at the same time, you know, it's almost like getting a checkup. You know, and sizing things up, and always looking at the interest rates to see kind of where they are, because that gives buyers more buying power, as where the jobs are. If there's good, strong employment, that's jobs. Again, you know, so as long as there's steadiness and growth, we're okay. You know, then the house grows right along with it. You know, the value. And when things start to adjust, it's even more important to talk to your, the mortgage rep or a realtor, just to kind of always know where you are.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. There's one thing I see, and you're real good about doing this, getting your buyers to us early.
Yeah.
Because there's so many situations where somebody gets out there, oh, I want to buy a house, I want to do this. But the bottom line is, until you know your financial decisions and limitations and reach, it really doesn't even make sense to look at a house, does it?
No, it's a great point. And I can tell you one thing, the way I explain it too, is that by meeting with your lender right up front like yourself, you get a chance to build your payment, you get a chance to see what your down payment looks like. It becomes real. Or you have to come up with an alternate solution. You may have to, improve your credit.
Yep.
And then they can put you on a track for that. But the worst case scenario, if you don't take the time to do that, you walk into a house that absolutely is fabulous, and then you can't get it done, and it breaks your heart. So it's like, best thing to do is really know where you are up front, get educated, and then from there you get a pre-approval, and then you can strike. You can't even make an offer without a pre-approval.
You're right, because my experience on the lending side, sellers and their realtors especially are very guarded to have somebody who's been properly pre-approved, and I don't think a lot of people understand what that is. Oh, I got to get pre-qual, I got to be pre-approved,
Yeah.
and they don't understand those are different terms. To get pre-approved means we're checking your pay stubs, your bank statements, your tax returns as if you were actually being underwritten, which is hugely important, because I'm sure you've got more stories than you care to remember about things that get late in the game and the lender didn't do their homework, and an income issue, a credit issue, as you just mentioned, comes up late in the game and sends things down the drain.
There's no doubt about it. Look at the example we're in right now with the transaction we're currently doing.
Mm-hmm.
Your information was at the open house. The buyer was from the other broker.
Mm-hmm.
They needed a good contact. We connected them with you. They were leaving the country to go to Japan, and you mobilized, got everything to them, educated them, got the mortgage in before they left.
Yep.
And we got the appraisal started. We couldn't have done that unless someone stepped up and addressed it quickly.
Which, by the way, always bad advice to travel international when you're no buying process. But you're right. Yeah, we got that done. All right, Scott, thank you so much
It's
for
my
taking
pleasure.
a few moments out of your busy day. Appreciate it. And we got a couple things we're working on. We've got a renovation loan, which is real exciting and crazy.
Yeah.
And we've got that one you just mentioned. So look forward to more. And thank you so much.
No worries, Scott. Anyone that goes with you, they're in good hands.
You-